This is Football 401k,
broadcasting on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now your host, R.J. Choppy.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Football 401k. I'm R.J. Choppy, and we have a special Week 17 edition of the Football 401k. Normally, I know Week 17 is the last week. Nah, not anymore. They got the 17th game now, so 18 weeks. So day, tomorrow, and then playoffs, because the Dallas Cowboys are in the postseason, and they are the NFC East champions. Yes, they are. That's a T-shirt game. It's a T-shirt and hat game the Cowboys had. Does everybody feel better? Does everybody feel better after they put it up and put up, what, 75 points on the Washington football team? I know, it wasn't quite 75. Does everybody feel better? Did we not tell you? You do not scoff at road wins when you cover the spread. You don't do that, and that's what we don't do. We do not scoff at road wins when they cover the spread. I'm going to go back and I'm going to look here, and I'm just do a quick little sample of the Cowboys and how they have done against the spread this year. Let's see. 4 straight covers: 56-14, 21-6, 27-20. And 27-17. They had 2 straight losses. So let's see. The Cowboys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 3 against the spread this year. Well, wait, how does it work backwards? Which one do you see? And 3, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're 12-3 against the spread, and the people were panicking. This team is still undervalued. And if they're not undervalued, they are overachieving. And I guess that's a good question to ask. Is this team overachieving this year to be at the mark that they are at, 11-4? Well, look, if you did not think that they had a chance to be 13-4 this year, then yes, you would say they are overachieving. If you thought they did, and then you didn't like the way they played, or maybe your expectations changed throughout the course of the season, which dangerous, don't do that. But it happens. It's human nature. Then you thought maybe they underachieved after starting, 6-1. Personally, this team, I do believe, slightly overachieved this year. Their offense did not play to its potential the entire season, but it did, for the most part, dominate, especially early on. There was a time in the middle of the season, hopefully we're out of those woods, where the offense kind of was a little lackluster. But, does everybody feel good now? Everybody feel good? Look, at the end of the day, I don't gain much off of beating Washington. I don't get much out of beating New Orleans. I don't get much out of beating the Giants. And I don't get much out of beating, a team like Atlanta. They are NFL victories. You take them. You don't argue with them, especially when you cover the spread. If you cover the spread, to me, that is a good sign. That is a sign that you overachieved what you should have done, what Vegas thinks you should. I don't care what an individual person thinks this team's perception should be. Vegas is more right than we are. Vegas uses handicappers. They use professionals. And they use computer data. That is far more right than some dopey talk show host saying, well, they should do this, they should do that. That is far more right than that. Vegas puts so much into coming up with this number. It's more accurate than what even the general person out, even it's more accurate than what you think. And I'm talking to you in general. All right. They're better than that. So I sit there and I subscribe to, if Vegas says they overshot the number and that's deemed a good win, then that's deemed a good win. And that's how I'm going to look at things. And that's what the Cowboys have done. Win-win, win-win, 4 straight victories against the spread, 4 straight victories overall: New Orleans, Washington, Giants, and Washington. They had a couple of games in a row where they did not cover the spread. One of those games was a loss on the road to the Chiefs, and then the other one, they were a 7-point favorite over the Raiders. and that was an absolute shootout. And then the Denver line was just off. And Denver had the game of their year, and the Cowboys had the worst game of the season for them. And that was their worst game of the season. And you were allowed to have that, especially coming off a game against Minnesota where they had a great victory without their quarterback. They get Dak back, and all of a sudden he was just a little bit off, and Dak had been a little bit off for a while. And I do think that he is back, but this team definitely does play better at home. There's one major issue with them, and that is the home road red zone split. It's like 75% success at home and like 30% on the road. Dude, that's got to change. All right. There's a reason this team is in the bottom third in the NFL in red zone scoring percentage. That number has to come up. You are not going to win a Super Bowl by being in the bottom third of the red zone. Although red zone scoring is random. Yep. We have data to back this up. Don't argue with me. So maybe they just, the positive regression is coming, and they'll end up back around mid-pack. Usually your red zone conversion and scoring percentage matches your efficiency numbers throughout the entire season. So usually what you are between the 20s and what you are inside the 20s matches. For the Cowboys this year, that has not been the case. So I suspect, and history will show and does show, that all kind of becomes one and regresses to a mean eventually. You just hope that it happens before the playoffs, and it just doesn't sit. It isn't one of those things that doesn't manifest itself throughout the entire season for whatever reason. But more often than not, what you are in the red zone is also what you are outside the red zone. It's the same. More often than not. History shows that. So I hope everyone's feeling better. Hope we're all feeling better. Cowboys got a big victory. They clinched the division, yada, yada, yada. And now comes the game against Arizona. Now, this game is big, 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 big. Why is this a big game? Well, I mean, it does have seeding issues with it. The Cowboys coming in to this game sit as the 11-4 Dallas Cowboys, the 2 seed in the NFC. They're tied with the Rams and Tampa, for the same record. The difference is that the Cowboys are 9-1 in conference, and the Rams are 8-3, and the Bucs are 7-4. Arizona is the 5. The Cowboys win against Arizona, they pretty much lock up the 2 seed because let's face it, they ain't losing to Philly. Okay, they're not losing to Philadelphia, and the other teams have no chance of matching the Cowboys when it comes to conference record. Cowboys control their own destiny on that one. However, if they do lose to Arizona, okay, now they're 11-5. So is Arizona. Rams and Bucs both sitting at 11-4. All right. The Rams schedule up ahead at the Ravens and against San Francisco. There is a chance that they lose one or both of those football games. That would be very good news. The problem would lie then if the Cowboys are 11-5, tied with Tampa, tied with Arizona. You got to look at how the tiebreakers play in. First of all, Tampa ain't losing. They play the Jets on the road and they play Carolina. Okay, those 2 teams stink. So they're not losing. Tampa would be the 2, and then the Cowboys would be fighting it out with Arizona for the 3 seed or the 4 seed, which you want to avoid the 4. We've always said you want to avoid the 4. Why do you want to avoid the 4? Because the 4 plays the loser of the NFC West, and the loser of the NFC West is going to be either Arizona or the Rams, and you don't want to play either one. That's why the Cowboys have to beat Arizona. If they don't beat Arizona, they fall all the way down to the 4 because they would have no tiebreaker with Tampa. Tampa beat them head-to-head. And they would have no tiebreaker with Arizona. Arizona would have beaten them head-to-head. That's where we sit headed into Week 17. Hey, guys, guess what this weekend is? Final Four in college football. We'll preview that one coming up next in the Football 401k.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar, and a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Back to Football 401k.
Welcome back to the Football 401k. I'm R.J. Choppy. Thank you for joining us on this Final Four edition of the Football 401k. Yeah, it's also a Week 17 edition, but Final Four as well. And now, this is one of my favorite points of the season. How to bet the Final Four. Well, first of all, remember, with all the other bowl games, doesn't matter if it's the Peach Bowl, doesn't matter if it's the Fiesta Bowl. Doesn't matter if it's the Shreveport Independence Bowl. Okay? Which, by the way, it's already taken. Doesn't matter what it is. What matters is effort. The one thing you have to worry about when betting bowl games, again, doesn't matter what game it is you have to worry about which team cares. Okay? So the Sugar Bowl, Baylor and Ole Miss. Does Ole Miss care? Does Baylor care? Baylor missed playing in the national championship by, a vote or two, a data point. Oklahoma State, when they played in their bowl game, they literally missed playing in the Final Four, maybe by like 6 inches. So, who really cares to win the game? You don't have to worry about that when it comes to the Final Four. You don't have to worry about that at all. All 4 teams care. What you have to worry about is COVID. Oh, you also don't have to worry about opt-outs in the Final Four. Players ain't opting out of the Final Four. They're not going to do that. You've got to worry about COVID cases, and that's why I don't bet this game, either one of them, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, Cincinnati. I'm not betting it until kickoff, until I know that all parties are accounted for. That's when I'll bet this football game. The Pitt game against Michigan State. There's no Kenny Pickett. So why would I bet? Pitt's a 2.5-point dog. Guess what? I don't know what Pitt's like without Kenny Pickett. I'm not betting that game. I'm not touching that football game. Why? I'm a smart man. Yeah, I said it. I'm a smart man. I'm a hydrated individual as well. So, you don't have to worry about the effort given in the Final Four. You also don't have to worry about who's in, who's out, outside of COVID. With the COVID, you got to worry about it. But you don't have to worry about who's in, who's out, generally from opting out of the football game. Ain't nobody opting out of the Final Four. Okay. Here's what you got to worry about. Does Nick Saban getting a month to prepare for you mean that's less than 14 points? I have a general rule of thumb. Okay. General rule. if Alabama's playing and I'm giving up less than 2 scores, I'm taking Alabama. That's pretty much how I'm going to run with this one. We'll give the official bets here coming up in the next segment, but that's pretty much how I'm going to run with this one. If Bama's given up less than 2 scores, and right now they're a 13.5-point favorite, and I got to say, this number has not moved. All right, this number has not moved hardly at all, and that stuns me. How is this line not moving? We're looking at, like, I'm going to give you the full bet analysis here, and I'm going to tell you exactly what number. I mean, 80% of the money is on Alabama, and 75% of the tickets are on Alabama, and the Alabama's got a 4% pro money advantage, sharp money, sharp better, and the line hasn't moved. How? Does Vegas really think they've got it nailed that much? Like, that surprises me. It has not moved an inch. Gambling is not just about looking at the line. It's looking at the movements of the line. And it hasn't budged. It has not moved. And you've got to look at that. Like, if you see that and you see a line not moving, Vegas is telling you something. Just like with Michigan, right? So they're also telling you something with the Michigan spread. Michigan's a 7.5-point favorite, a dog to Georgia. They are begging you to take Michigan. You've got to look at these lines. You've got to look at the line and see what Vegas is asking you to do. Vegas is begging you to take Alabama. Okay, it's 13.5 points. They're begging you to take Alabama. That is a great. Okay, look, it's not a great spread for a favorite. 6.5 is a great spread for a favorite. We're talking about 2 scores here. But look, I look at it, less than 2 scores with Bama. The 4 times, the Final Four, every single Final Four game has been a blowout with the favorite covering, except 4 times, and all 4 times are Alabama. So maybe Saban doesn't care. That said, they are begging you to take Michigan. Begging you. 7.5 points is a terrible number for a favorite. Terrible number. Don't take it. Don't touch it, except when they're begging you to take it. I can't believe this is still there at 7.5. Okay. It's still there at 7.5. And then I'm going to get the number, the money advantage for you on this one real quick. The Michigan and Georgia line. 73% of the money, 70% of the tickets is on Michigan. The Michigan pro money advantage is 3%. And it's still at 7.5. Excuse me. How dumb do you think I am? Look into my eyes. How dumb do you think I am? Well, I am dumb, but I'm not that dumb. They're begging you to take Michigan. Don't fall for it. I don't think Georgia is very good. I think let me rephrase that. They're very good. I think they are massively overhyped. Okay. They beat Clemson, name me the great win Georgia had this year. Clemson? 10-3? Florida? Like Auburn? Didn't Auburn just lose to like Houston? Tennessee? On the road? Okay. Like, what's their great win? Alabama's got a great win. Georgia. Ole Miss. No, Bama's got some good wins. I just don't see Georgia's great win. But I don't think they're going to Georgia just yet. All right. This is the type of game where Georgia wins, they go play Alabama, and they get mollywopped. Is that the word, mollywopped? Is that what it is? Is that where you pop somebody in the head with a, well, it won't be with a molly. No. So, like, this is not the game where Georgia gets, where Georgia's. All right. Georgia's going to Georgia at some point in this postseason. It just so happens to be that it's going to be against Alabama, where they're going to lose 41-24 like they had the last 2 times these 2 teams have played. But, like, this is not it. They're begging you to take Michigan. I'm telling you, don't fall for the trap. Got our best bets coming up next year on the Football 401k.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
Back to Football 401k.
Welcome back to the Football 401k. I am R.J. Choppy. Yep, thank you for joining us. Got our best bets right now for the college football Final Four, and I got 4 selections for you for the national title game. All right, first off, I kind of alluded to it in the last segment. I am going to roll with the favorites here. I don't like Bama minus 13.5 because I know anything about Cincinnati. I do know things about Cincinnati. They just don't have the offense. There are maybe 2 players who could start for Alabama that play for Cincy, and they both happen to be corners. I do think the loss of Mitchie is going to be big, but it's not going to be that big. Bama has been working in these 5-star freshman wide receivers all year, and they are ready to go. They've been getting gradually a little bit better. Take Bama minus 13.5. And then, look, they are begging you to take Michigan. Vegas is. Don't fall for it. Take Georgia minus the 7.5. If you want to tease these down, I think that's a really good way to go. That's what I would do. Okay. Little audible here. Official pick here. We are teasing Bama from minus 13.5 down to minus 7.5. And we're teasing Georgia from minus 7.5 down to minus 1.5. Just, when you go, just do a little tease. It's a 6-point movement, line swing. You can move it in any direction you want to. So we're taking Georgia, Bama with a tease, a little parlay. That'll pay you. That's going to be, I'll be about not quite even money, but it'll be right around there. About minus 110. So that's what you're going to do on that game. Now, little NFL. Keep an eye on Carson Wentz and his status, or I should say, who and what is going to be quarterbacking in the Vegas Indy game. Indy is still a 6.5-point favorite. That's surprising to me. I don't know why that would be. I'm taking Vegas plus the 6.5 points. Carolina and New Orleans. These 2 teams could not score with a fistful of 50s. Under 38. Under 38 on this one. Give me the over in KC Cincinnati, over 49.5. I think Cincinnati's got a chance of putting up 30 in this game on their own. Okay, this is a potential wake up the world game for Cincinnati. The Bengals are legit, dude. Like, they are a dangerous football team. There ain't a soul that wants to play Cincinnati come playoff time. Not a single soul. I don't. Don't want to play them. And then finally, keep an eye on the quarterback situation in Detroit and who's going to be starting. But if you like it, Detroit plus 7 against Seattle. Look, let's be fair. Seattle is not 7 points better than air right now. Okay, they're not good. which is surprising. Like, you tell me Russell Wilson and DK and Tyler Lockett throughout the course of the entire season can't score. It's very, very odd to me. And then Pete Carroll talking about needing to blow it up, start over. Yeah, okay. Why would I take that team to cover a 7-point spread? I'm not. I don't care how bad Detroit is, and they are bad. I'm taking Detroit plus the 7 points. That'll do it for us today on the Football 401k. Again, here's our bets. We're teasing Bama and Georgia together. The Bama game will get down to about 7.5 points, and the Georgia game will get down to about 1.5. And then take Vegas plus the 6.5, but keep an eye on the quarterback situation. Carolina, New Orleans under 38. KC, Cincinnati over 49.5. Detroit plus 7 against the Seattle Seahawks. I'm R.J. Choppy. Thanks for joining us on the Football 401k. We'll talk to you next week on the Week 18, the final week of the NFL season, and it'll be the National Championship edition of the Football 401k.